Welcome back. In the only top 25 FCS matchup of the weekend, the University of South Dakota had a dominating 45-7 win over the University of North Dakota. To chat a little bit more about that game, here's Jay Elsen with USD head coach Bob Nielson.
Well, if you've been paying any attention at all, you know that South Dakota has been getting out to fast starts each and every week this season. Saturday was no different. 17 first-quarter points against North Dakota, Bob. So what specifically did you find against the Fighting Hawks that was working for you in this one?
Well, we worked real hard during the week offensively against some of the pressure looks that we thought we might get, and then we executed against those looks and made some big plays early on that generated big gains and scoring opportunities. So I give a lot of credit to our staff. I thought we had a really good plan, and obviously our guys went out and executed really well. A
lot of those big plays you mentioned were in the passing game early on. That loosened things up for you a bit on the ground. One of the guys that benefited from that was, particular in the first half, was Kai Henry, your true freshman running back, a couple of touchdown runs. Hadn't had a chance to talk about him much yet, so how would you describe Kai as a running back? He's awful tough.
Yeah, he's more powerful than his size would indicate. He's a guy that sees the field really well, and for a true freshman, is playing very physical football. So it's been a pleasant surprise for him to come in and play at that high a level early on.
Huge first half overall offensively. I'm not sure things could have gone a whole lot better for you in that first half. 400 total yards, 31 points for you. But as good as things were on that side of the ball, you had to be equally pleased with what your defense did, not just in the first half, but all day.
Yeah, defense did a great job of containing their running game and putting them into positions where they had to throw the football, and then we covered them in those situations. You're really pleased with our third down defense. They were 1 of 12 on third down conversions for the day, and even when they tried a couple of fourth downs, we stopped them on those. So that's the kind of defensive football team we need to be, and if we can be that kind of team and get teams off the field, we'll have success.
Specifically to that run defense, North Dakota, that's what they do. That's their bread and butter. You hold them to 102 yards on the ground for the day. What was the key to doing that good of a job against the Fighting Hawks?
Well, I think up front we disrupted their blocking schemes. I thought we fit the run very well from a linebacking standpoint, which were issues that we had a year ago. And then we had secondary guys that came up and made plays when we needed them to make plays with sure tackling. And we're a lot better. I've said that we're a lot better than we were a year ago. Although I think as we get into the Valley schedule, we're going to get tested even more than we did Saturday.
Well, the win, unfortunately, did not come without a price. Left tackle Nick Jetson went down early in this game. What's his status now?
Well, it's still a little bit up in the air. We'll get a few more tests in early this week. We'll probably know midweek a little bit better with regard to what his status will be for the upcoming weeks.
A couple of young guys stepping in his place. Redshirt freshman Mason Scheidegger slid over to left tackle from center. True freshman Tyler Shira comes in at center. How'd you feel about the way those young – that's a pressure spot. How'd you feel about the way they performed?
Well, to throw a guy into the mix who'd really only played he played a half a game against Drake, to have him come in. But I really liked the way our team rallied around him when he came into the game. And Tyler's a very talented player. He's going to be an outstanding player for us. Maybe going to have to play a little bit before his time, but a guy that's going to get better week by week, and he played okay. I think Mason's really capable at that tackle position, and that's the look that we'd be looking as we move forward here.
Of course, the bye week coming up. They get a little extra time to get ready for maybe more extended action in those positions. It also gives you time, guys like Jetson, other the guys that might be dinged up a little bit, gives them a little time to maybe heal up. But overall, other than that, I mean, what's the mindset for your football team over this next couple of weeks as you prepare for Valley play?
Well, two things. The first one is keep improving. And in some of that improvement to actually build your depth. And we've got some guys that we can use these next 2 weeks to get some additional repetitions to that can help us from a depth standpoint as we enter the conference schedule. And then having an extra week gives you a chance to jumpstart your preparation for Western Illinois. So those will be the two focus that we have this week. We're going to practice 3 days this week and then get back into our normal schedule next week.
Coyotes 3-0 for the first time since 2006. Again, off next week before opening up Valley play at Western Illinois on September 30th. Kelly, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jay. And Coach Nielsen, Coyotes also jumped 10 spots to number 13 in the Stats FCS Top 25. Exciting news there. Coming up after the break, more coach talk, this time in Grand Forks. Midco SN's Alex Heinert sits down with the UND head coach Bubba Schweigert to discuss this past weekend's game and Big Sky play ahead. Stay right here.